Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is going to be the making of my April theme in my bullet journal. I've been sharing my spreads on social media for a few years now, but I've never filmed my process of making spreads. I've only shown the finished products. So let me know if this is something you'd like to see more of from me, where I talk in depth about my process while showing you how it's all made. For April's theme, I'm going with what I'm calling a vintage strawberry theme. I found this piece of art on Pinterest that's actually titled Vintage Strawberry and knew I had to use this as inspiration. I really loved the boldness of it and that it has this primary colors vibe. I feel like a lot of times you see reds, pinks, and greens with a strawberry theme, which is so cute and perfect for spring, but I was really craving a different color scheme since my February and March themes had a very soft color palette. And now is probably a good time for me to say that I am obsessed with the red not being a true red, but a red with the tiniest hint of orange. I thought that was perfect for the strawberries, and the navy blue for the stems was genius to me. So for the title page, I'm not exactly replicating the original art, but I'm heavily referencing it because I think it deserved its own moment. And I've never done a large picture with the month title at the bottom or top of the page, but I've seen a lot of other people do it, so this was a fun time to experiment with that. For this page and pretty much the entire theme, I'm only using 4 markers. The red and 2 shades of blue are from the Crayola Super Tip collection, which I highly recommend. And the yellow is a Tombow dual brush pen in the shade 993. I find myself using this brush pen specifically a ton because it's the perfect matte gold marker to me. Enjoy this little time lapse of me finishing coloring in the title page with the markers, and I'll come back when I'm using the next art supply. I'm also going to use my Posca paint markers to add depth to the stems and leaves, and I use a yellow paint marker to make the seeds on the strawberries. I want to use the paint markers because you wouldn't be able to see it well if I went over it with regular marker, and I think this touch made everything all come together and definitely helped make my strawberries look more like strawberries instead of tomatoes. I decided to go with a simple thin font for the lettering of this theme because I don't want to take away from the boldness of the illustration. And by the way, a tip that has saved me with lettering is looking at fonts online and copying that if you feel stuck on how to creatively write letters. So on the left side, I'm making a little calendar, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't often do a calendar next to my title page. I'm more of a quote person, but I like to match my quote with my theme, and I couldn't find anything that stood out to me that had a strawberry theme to it. I know that I could do the whole berry instead of very thing, which could open some doors, but that's a little too corny for my liking. I like to do quotes that genuinely speak to me, but also have to do with the theme, if that makes sense. So because I was feeling stuck for this month, I decided to do a calendar. Next, we're going to do my habit tracker, and I'm sorry that the lighting is a little different. I filmed this at all different times, which was not my best move, so I learned my first lesson of being a YouTuber. Anyway, I'm using the same lettering, designs, and colors as the first pages, of course. I don't know why I messed up the mini calendars so many times this month, but kind of saved it by just adding vertical and horizontal lines to the calendars. And I didn't mention this earlier, but I have briefly used this blue Pigma Micron PN or plastic nib pen to do some outlining. I haven't gotten a chance to use this yet, and it was the perfect time for this bold theme. So now I'm writing down my habits, and before anyone asks, I do put teeth on my habit trackers, and that represents me brushing my teeth twice a day. I've been asked that before, so I need to address that I do in fact brush my teeth, but I'm not the best at brushing twice a day. This month I unintentionally had room for an extra habit, so the YouTube calendar is my new one, which is perfect because April is when I'm starting my first full-length video. Speaking of, I have uploaded a lot of shorts, so feel free to go check those out and subscribe if you like what you see. I would love to continue filming monthly plan with me's, but would love to have your help in motivating me to keep going by subscribing, liking, and commenting. Like I said, I've been posting bullet journaling content for a while now on Instagram and TikTok, but I am limited for sure with posting longer content, so I think YouTube would be a great place for me to post helpful bullet journaling tips, full journal flip throughs, stationery hauls, and of course plan with me's. So please let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, or if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see on this channel in regards to bullet journaling. Now I'm making my mood tracker, and for this I'm going to use my Posca paint markers to color in the seeds of the strawberries with the color mood I was in for the day. I'm going to see how this will work. I'll probably have to go over the seed color with the Sigma Micron pen again with the number, but that's okay. I wanted to keep the numbers there for now so I could get the spacing right, and redoing the numbers after using my paint marker won't be a huge deal. Let me know in the comments below how many colors you use to represent your moods. I used to use 5 for a really long time, but it became tough for me to choose which mood I was in for some reason. Having one that's like right in the center I think really messed with me, since I tend to have a lot of average or normal days. I probably just take my mood tracker way too seriously, which I actually do, because I'm pretty harsh on when I'm using a very good day or a very sad day. But I've been using 4, which I think has worked for me, because then I can at least know if the day was leaning more towards good or bad, if that makes sense. Next, we're going to make my gratitude tracker. I started making this spread every month, actually exactly a year ago, and I highly recommend it. I think gratitude is one of those things that every single person could practice better, and there's obviously never harm in quickly thinking of just one thing that you're thankful for. I recommend trying to challenge yourself to not put the same things, at the very least within the same month. It doesn't need to be big or small, and it's never wrong if it feels true to you. So try adding this to your routine. Honestly, whether you're journaling about it or not, thinking of one thing you're grateful for can help change your mood and can be a beginning step to you looking at life a little differently. Now that I'm done giving my motivational speech on gratitude, let's go on to our last spread, which is a new one for me. This is another time in my monthly plan with me is where I like to use a quote page, but as I said earlier, I was struggling to think of one, so I thought about what I could put here instead, and I realized that I haven't done a favorites page in a while, so this is going to be my current favorites spread. The illustration is inspired by another Pinterest art piece I saw that I thought was really cute and could fit my color palette nicely without using the somewhat repetitive designs you've seen so far. The strawberries on the plate with the strawberry jam with bread was giving spring to me, and obviously I have this little blanket here, so it's giving picnic, and I just thought it was so cute. As for my actual favorites, while I've been journaling or driving, I have been absolutely loving Lady Gaga's new album, Mayhem, need I say more? Watching Kitchen Nightmares, which is so random, I know, but I never watched it when it aired, and very shockingly, audiobooks. I've never been a reader, but I have been really loving listening to books lately. I started with a couple of memoirs and have moved on to Emily Henry books, which has quickly turned into a guilty pleasure. Let me know if you have any audiobook recommendations, particularly that have a kind of Emily Henry vibe, if you know what I'm saying. I obviously had to add ice cream in general because that's my favorite late night dessert to have. And the last two products are the Tatcha lip exfoliant because my lips have been so dry and this has helped keep them nice and smooth. And I recently started using body gloss, which is just body oil, but I love how good it makes me smell and how smooth I am afterwards. I left some room because I want to write more here of what is going to be a new favorite while we're actually in April, but please let me know if there's anything from food to shows to books to beauty or anything else that I should check out. Here is the final flip through for my April vintage strawberry theme. I really love how this turned out and I'm so excited to be sharing a plan with me on YouTube for the first time. Please give this video some love and subscribe if you like what you see. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!